Okay, so yesterday we have onboard on application. HRMS. Now, here we populated the attribute and the same time you also create extended attribute. Now, this manager thing is not coming up. If you see this data, VM data. VM data. For the employee here. If you see this, we have this data, so this is one user, James Smith. Employee is 1A. Manager ID is null. Full name is James Smith. This is the email ID. Now we have another user named Johnson, whose an email ID is 1A, 2A. First name, last name, manager ID, right? If you see manager ID is 1A, that means this, and this is for same. This for user. That means for all this for users. We have manager ID is 1A. That means 1A is what James means. So James Smith is basically manager of all this for user. Same way, we have this user, Robert Brown, 1A, 2A, 3A. This user, Linda Davis, the same way this for user. We have this manager ID 1A, 2A. What is 1A, 2A? 1A, 2A is again Mary Johnson. So that means Mary Johnson is manager of all this for user. So this data is again provided by the HR team to us. We need to define that mapping in SailPoint that correct managers should show here for each user. For that reason, what we need to do is go to Global Setting. Identity Mapping Manager field is automatically provided here by default. First, we need to perform the mapping here. Source. Manager ID from the HRMS application add. Okay, save this. Now add new attribute. One more employee. Because we need to match this right. When employee ID match with the manager ID make a relationship, so we have to also keep an employee ID field here. So employee ID and display name will be employee ID. Add source from the HRMS select. There is a temporary here. Add, save this. This is done. Okay. Now we onboard. Is we onboard this application? We create external attribute. The same time, I'll slowly show you a different feature of SailPoint. One important feature and widely used feature is advanced analytics. And analytics is nothing, but it's just a wizard through which you can search the data. Different data based on the query. Like what is query? For example, you want to search user by first name. It's James, so you can put James here. And you can make a run search here. It will bring you this user. Okay. Go back to the find search to again show this now here. When such again this field, right as of now, it's showing one field username. If you want to populate more field here, go back to the find search, here the section field to display which field you want to display. I want to display first name, last name, email. Okay, that is enough. Then search. So now this time it will show all those fields which are selected, username, email, first name, last name. So these are those fields that we want to display, and this is the search criteria. As you can see, this is a search criteria. Okay, you can search by user, by first name, last name, username, display name, email manager. You know application-wise, you can also search again. There's so many criteria here. You using that, you can make a combination also, and you can search, for example, James Smith. If I run this search, run search. You see. Now, let's say you have a different criteria. Let's say, is an active equal to false? You see there's so many user. One total 149 users. That means 149 active users. Okay, run search now. It give you very easy feature. You can simply click on this. It will download this data into a PDF form. All this data. This is the search result. Click on this PDF now, you'll see this PDF generated here. Advanced search result, this date, who created SP? Admin. This is a data. Okay, you want to generate a CSV. Click on this. It will generate a CSV. So it's reported CSV. Yeah, this is a data employee. First name, last name. Username. Okay, so this way we can generate the data now. If you see, we have to go back to the final SOL. Defenses. Now, you see, here you have different field right which are provided by SailPoint, but you don't have that field that we create here. Department or region right location. Those fields are not there, because when we create this mapping, those attributes stored in XML, but there is no column created for those. Attribute in the SailPoint tables. So, for that reason, what we need to do, go to Department. Make this searchable. Now what will happen? There will be a specific column created in the database table. Save this, that's it. Now refresh this page. Now you'll see department here. You see, department, as of now that column is just now created, there is no value. So you'll see blank. So we have to run the aggregation. So I do. I'll simply run this aggregation from here. HRMS aggregation executed in background. Once this is done, all the value will be stored in that particular column in the database table. Okay, now refresh this page. Click on this drop-down now. You see all values of the departments are coming up here. So now, based on the department type, let's say executive management, let's say, remove this criteria, or let's let be multiple criteria. We can search all the user, so these are the total 3 user who, following this criteria department, is equal to executive management and is an active going to false. So these are the 3 users who are following this criteria. So this is the advantage of making attribute searchable. Okay. Now, we were trying to map this manager. Okay. So for that reason we have this employee field that we created in order to perform a search. SailPoint says that you need to define those attributes searchable. When they have stored in the separate column, then only I can make a search, I can make I can follow the processing. So here again, this employee ID. We need to make a searchable. Searchable status, okay. This employee ID is done. Okay, and manager is done. Let's now refresh this page. You will again see employee ID here, but this value will be blank, so we need to run the task again. You don't need to run this task multiple times in the real environment, because all the setting up will be already done one time only, right? You will not, play these settings in the product moment, so only after one time. We don't need to run this task multiple times. Hey, a quick question now. How you are able to do to employee IDs. Employee ID, we have here in this data file and authoritative employee. This is the here. Employee. But didn't we create the same employee ID before? No. We didn't create. We didn't create an employee ID attribute before. No. Yeah, I thought we generally do know, we didn't create this. So far, we created only first name, last name, email and other things, not the employee ID. No, I'm glad you have just created here, you see this, not okay, only today. It is created not only today, correct?